Ralph and Shirley Mudge.
Excuse us, folks. Oh, Shirley, look, there's our Annie.
Who are you?
Ralph's name, Ralph Mudge. And this is my wife here, Shirley.
And you're Annie Mudge.
Annie Mudge?
We loved you, Annie, but we had to leave you behind.
We've seen a great number of people.
I expect you wanted some proof on who we are. Well, here's our driver's license and Annie's birth certificate.
Name, Anne Elizabeth Mudge. Born to Ralph and Shirley Mudge. New York, New York, October 28, 1922.
October 28th? That's my birthday.
Ralph, look, she's wearing the locket.
When we left Anne at the orphanage, we gave her half the silver locket and kept the other half. Yes, it fits perfectly.
Oh, thank God, Ralph. She's our Annie.
But, Mr. Mudge, what about the money?
Well, we ain't got much, but we'd be glad to give you whatever.
You mean you haven't heard that I'm offering a certified check for $50,000 to anyone who can prove they're Annie's parents?
No, sir. Anyway, we don't want no money.
On the other hand, Ralph, remember that little pig farm out in New Jersey? With $50,000, we could afford to bring Annie upright, out in the country.
Mr. Mudge, do you mind if Annie stays here until tomorrow, Christmas morning? Then you could come back to pick up her and the check.
Whatever you prefer, sir.
Bye, Annie, love.
Until tomorrow, honey. Then you'll be spending the rest of your life with us. Whoops. Dollface. Merry Christmas.
Well, this is...
Wonderful news.
Drake, hot chocolate.
Yes, sir.
We must celebrate, because we've just had the most wonderful news. Annie's found her mother and father. I propose a toast. To Annie Mudge.
To Annie Mudge. Annie!
I can't believe this. I've lost her. I've lost Annie.
Sir, I have the strangest feeling I've seen that Mr. Mudge before. And he isn't who he says he is.
Then I won't give her up until we're absolutely certain.
But how?
I'll find a way. I'll go straight to the top. To the President of the United States. Even if he is a Democrat.
Merry Christmas, Mr. Warbucks. Miss Anna.
Merry
Merry
Christmas,
Christmas. You're up early.
You're up early, too.
We've been up all night, dear. FBI men coming and going. And did you know that the President of the United States is here?
Really?
Mr. President.
Merry Christmas, President Roosevelt. Roosevelt.
Merry Christmas, Annie. Mr. Warbucks has told me so much about you. Annie, early this morning, FBI Director Hoover telephoned me with some very sad news. He succeeded in tracing the identity of your parents.
Yes, Mr. and Mrs. Mudge.
No, dear. David and Margaret Lennon.
But I don't understand.
Annie, I'm sorry to be the one to tell you this, but your parents died several years ago.
So, you mean I'm an orphan after all?
Annie, are you all right?
Yeah, because I know they love me, and they would have come for me if they weren't.
But I love you too, Annie Bennett.
And I love you, Daddy Warbucks. Now, who the heck are Ralph and Shirley Mudge?
Well, the birth certificate could easily have been forged. But nobody knew about the locket except us.
And the FBI, of course.
And Miss Hannigan.
And
Miss Hannigan.
Mr. Warbucks, Miss Hannigan, and Children's Orphanage.
Hey, kids! Annie!
Ah, Miss Hannigan, I'm delighted to meet you.
Same here, and I know Daddy wears.
Here. Let me introduce you, everyone. This is my butler, Drake. And of course, you know my secretary, Miss Farrell. And this is the President of the United States.
The President of the United States?
Mr. Warbucks, just come from the FBI.
Ah, now it all fits together.
Mr. Warbucks, Mr. and Mrs. Mudge.
Good morning.
Merry Christmas, one and all.
Merry Christmas.
Well, we hate to bother you on Christmas and all, but we're here to pick up Annie and the check.
Ah, yes, of course, the check. Here you go, Mr. Mudge. $50,000 certified.
Certified pays you. The jig is up.
Yes, the jig is up. Daniel Francis Hannigan, also known as...
Rooster Hannigan, also known as Ralph Mudge, also known as Danny the Dip.
Lieutenant Ward, Louis, turn them over.
Now, I believe you'll also find that this woman is their accomplice.
I'd never seen these people till yesterday.
Aw, come off it, Aggie.
Annie! Oh, Annie! Tell them how good and nice I was to you. I'm sorry, Miss Hannigan, but remember the one thing you always taught me? Never tell a lie, brat.
We got a nice cozy cell down the precinct for you guys.
Miss Hannigan is gone for good.
And you kids won't have to work anymore.
Yes, girls, for you and perhaps for all of us. This Christmas is going to be the beginning of a wonderful new life. A new deal. Hey, I rather like that. A
So do I think. A new deal. Thus around tomorrow, $1 that tomorrow there'll be sun. Just thinking about tomorrow clears away the cobwebs and the sorrow. Till there's none, but I'm stuck with that day that's gray and lonely. I just speak of my shame.